Hello my friend, it's King Gabriel again, and I'm here for another impromptu video. Today's video is Know Thyself or Yourself, right? The thing is this, a lot of people really think that they have a grasp on things and they understand what's going on and they're not functioning automatically. But I want to reveal some things today that allow you to see that on some levels, a lot of people are still functioning automatically and they don't even know it. They think they're really standing up for what is true, but there's a lot of anger involved in that. Therefore, it's not true either. I want to show you something. Right now, when you look at me and you see all these books behind and all that stuff, and this is on anybody's video that does this, people look at these books in the background, right? And they think, well, geez, this person is well read, they're knowledgeable. They associate them with knowledge, right? So that's a background, that's an appearance, that's an illusion of authority, an illusion of knowledge. Now, I just put that in the video for that purpose, to be able to say that. You could read all those books or none of those books and it doesn't matter, because truly, the knowledge of yourself is the only knowledge that really matters. And when I say yourself, I don't mean some fictitious self that is made up from your imagination about who you are. I mean the fact of who you are. The fact. The expression of the individualized source that is coming through you as your life and expressing as your life and interacting with everything around you. That is what I'm talking about. Now, when we also speak about, I spoke about anger just a little while ago actually, and I wanted to mention that because a lot of people right now are in this state where they're moving forward and they wanted to do things and they wanted to make change in the world, but they're doing it from the standpoint of this anger about what's there. Now, if we're angry about what's there, we're acknowledging that it is there and giving our energy to it to make it even stronger than it already is. We're the ones keeping it in place. If we're connected to the source and we're the only thing that is, then we're the ones that are creating it in the first place. And then we're the ones that are supporting it through energy and by fighting something that we created. So think of how insane that really is. For instance, some people go into these movements and stuff where they want to see change in the world, but they going out and they're picking up all kind of guns and stuff and moving out like if they have to affect the people that need to make these decisions to make things different. They need to be heard and they need to speak up. You know, yeah, you need to be heard. But the person that need to hear is you inside, right? Because when you hear that, the resistance to the things outside becomes less. You become less of an angry person because you realize there's only one thing happening. There is one power. So then what is the power that you're fighting against? It's you, nothing else but you, right? And that's the reality that some people find hard to face because the personal responsibility of it is hard. It's much easier to cast it outside and be like, no, it's this person and it's that person and it's because of this and it's because of that. It's because I'm this or that and this class and calling yourself a name and labeling this and doing all that. And at the end of the day, it's only one thing. All of the other stuff, everything outside is insanity, it's confusion. It's further confusion. As you go deeper down, you find you start to get more and more angry, you start to retaliate more, you start to do things and think ahead and plan as to what is the plot that you're going to execute. And yes, you use your personal intelligence and your brilliance because you are from a divine source and all that creativity is through you still. But if you use it in that way, you'll find that the energy is depleted, that you're tired, that you can't really find joy in your life anymore. The joy is found in little ways of tweaking things, and anger comes into that joy too, and then it's not joy anymore. And then things that's supposed to be love making, love enhancing, and grow love become harsh and hard as well. And that happened through things like even human sexuality and stuff like that. A lot of the ways that people do things now are really rough and rigid and hard, and that's because, again, the mentality has shifted, so love has been polluted once again. And it's up to us to clear that up. And it starts with self. It starts with looking inside again and seeing the connection to source, recognizing that it is the only thing that is. It really is the only thing that is. It shows up in all these different forms for us, but that's through the mind, that's through the thinking, right? That's through all the different levels that we set up due to the polarization and electromagnetic forces that we use to create what we create. So understand that The illusion itself will never be reality, and knowing yourself is really, really important to you. It's important to you. It's not important to anybody else, really. Like, you could throw all the blame and everything outside and try to change people, but that changing can't happen until internally there is a shift, right? Because that's the world that you see. You see the world that you partake in, that you give power to, that you create. So those who think that they're pushing away things and acting and creating all these different movements for different types of rights and fight for your rights and get up, stand up. I know Bob Marley say that, but Bob Marley was saying it from the standpoint that he was at that point in time, and consciousness is continually evolving and continually moving. Yes, he was a prophet. I agree with a lot of the things that Bob Marley said, and at the same time, there was some resistance in him too, and that's everybody here, and we learn and we grow and continue to evolve. So don't hold up anybody as a prophet forever, because truly the prophets are temporary as well. They serve the time that they are in, and then consciousness advances and greater prophets come. People with greater understanding come through, new understandings come through, new teachings come through. At one time we used to function based on the Old Testament, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Who would agree to that today? Who would go outside and if the eye get plucked, look to pluck somebody else eye immediately? Both of you end up in jail. Makes no sense. Understand? So consciousness is evolving, and some will not want to hear that because it doesn't allow them to continue to maintain the thinking that they want to keep. Right? But that's the ego again. Safety. The ego is about safety and satisfaction, and we know that. So, if we really want to advance, we want to make any type of change, we have to be willing to open up the mind, continue to grow and evolve, and see that consciousness is evolving around us, right? Evolving towards the source of being. If we can hold that space and stick to it for ourselves and know ourselves as we really are, not as we would like to make ourselves be or wish to be, right? Just be who we are, right? Be what we really are. Then everything is with us. We understand that we are one with everything. Nothing is outside of us. There is no God to seek outside of us, above our head, through the crown and all of that stuff, because it's right here, right now. It's not somewhere far off at all. It's nowhere distant. It's present right here, right now. So give up those ideas, That's what puts us back inside. And yes, we have all the different levels that we function on, but those functionings happen naturally when we're connected. Everything, health, happiness, joy, satisfaction, anything you could ever desire is already there as a part of your being. And it's there for everybody, but it's an individual journey that actually allows you to witness that, to be aware of that, to have that in awareness, to perceive that as well on certain levels, right? So, that's all I really wanted to say. Know yourself, and not know yourself as black, white, Asian, green, blue, purple, whatever it is that all those labels are that people have. Know yourself as yourself. Know yourself as the one expression of the source, individualized, interacting with everything that is a part of yourself. Recognizing that everything has you in it. Everything is a part of you. Nothing is separate from you. There is no one trying to do anything for you. There's only one power, and that one power is within you. It is you. Eternal love and infinite peace.